What's up, guys? Ricky here with another review on the DC Multiverse Deadman from McFarlane Toys. And this is a gold label exclusive, and I found it at Target today. And they had quite a few of them, which is kind of nice. So if you're looking for them, check your Targets now, and yeah, you might have some luck finding it. So here we go. Let's look at it in the package real quick. So I love the sculpt and the detail on the face and the chest there. It looks really good. So. And it looks like they did. Looks like they might have done some dry brushing on there too. I guess we'll find out when we get it out of the package. But you got a nice red tone, which I think looks nice for the costume. The D on the front of the abdomen there kind of looks like the Daredevil font, which is kind of fun. Let's see, and then we have some cool, looks like wind effects of some type. Character card in the back. And yeah, okay. So there's the front of the package. Here's the side, so Deadman. And then it has some type of thing there. Then you have the back, which is some really cool artwork. So this is Deadman from DC Rebirth. And the artwork looking really cool. Looks like he's chained up there, so kind of nice. Cool, love that. And then here's the other side, Deadman DC Rebirth. Cool, so let's open this package and see what we're looking at. Okay, so here is Deadman out of the package, and looking pretty sweet. I'm really digging it, actually. So I got this figure not knowing much about Deadman, to be honest with you. I heard him mentioned when I was listening to someone talk about the Blackest Night. I decided to kind of get into that novel a little bit and was watching someone kind of go through it. But yeah, I learned a little bit about him, but not a whole lot. But I thought the figure just looked cool, like just kind of like the simplicity of the red, the wind effects, and then the really cool details on the face. So yeah, I decided to get it. So first, the wind effects are very cool. And they're pretty dense too. Like this one's really dense and neat. I really like it. Now they don't really give you any instructions on where to put the wind effects. Besides this one clearly has a piece in this back. So obviously that one gets clipped in, so you know where that one goes. But the other ones, they don't really give you any direction. So I just put it in spots that I thought made sense. So I put the little one on his ankle because it kind of looked like there was a little bit of space there. This one I put on his hand, but ultimately I'm not real sure. But, I mean, feel free in the comments to put where you decided to put yours if you have this figure. But I think it looks pretty good overall. And maybe they are supposed to be generic to where you put them anywhere. But, yeah, so first thing to call out, I love the face. I think the face is the highlight of this whole thing. So I heard some people mention that this was a remold of the Game of Thrones King, Ice King, or something like that. I can't remember. But, yeah, so it might be that. It kind of looks similar, but looks a little different, of course. But, yeah, what I was looking at in the package is it is purple with white dry brushed over the top. So, like I said, I figured it was dry brushed. I just wasn't sure because it was kind of hidden. But if you look close, there is purple there. I think that's a really cool idea. It's just kind of a purple base. So they decided to do that. They did black around the eyes, which look really cool. And then it kind of fades from purple to just kind of white. And what they did is they dry brushed a little like, almost like a beige color over the top of it, just to give it some detail. However, I think that could actually benefit from a black wash, just kind of putting it in there in those creases since there's so much texture, and that would look pretty good. But what I do like about this a lot is I like the material and just the way this figure feels. So it feels really nice. I like the matte tones on the red. I think if it was glossy, I would like it less, but because it's matte, there's something about it that looks really cool. So far, yeah, really enjoying this figure. So with the cards, this is the same art that was on the back of the package. So here is the data file. So if you want to read about it, you can pause your screen now. Perfect. Now let's get into the articulation. So here we go. So the head moves up about that far, so it doesn't move up too far. Moves forward quite a bit. Looks pretty good. You do have a nice tilt here, and you do have obviously rotation. And this is kind of like, it's like a thinner material, but not too flimsy. So it's definitely going to stay in that position, I think, pretty good. Shoulders go up about 90 degrees, maybe a little higher. And he has the normal kind of shoulder joints that McFarlane does that I'm a big fan of. You have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and you do have wrist articulation and rotation, which is nice. So you do have an ab crunch that crunches this far, crunches that far back. You do have a really good side to side, and obviously rotates here as well. Legs go up about that far, so not quite 90 degrees. You have double jointed knees. You have ankle articulation, ankle pivot, and toe articulation as well. And he can do the splits about that far. So not too far, but a little far. Okay, and then right here on the back, so this is where you plug in that, that wind effect there. But other than that, I think the articulation is pretty good. I think it's pretty standard for most McFarlane. But like I said, it's a very fun figure to pose. There's not a whole lot of stuff kind of hindering the articulation, which is cool. So how about we get into size comparison? Okay, so here's a good size comparison here with Deadman. We have Kyle Rayner next to him on the right. We have the Superman, kind of gladiator Superman. We have Deathstroke on the left of him. And then we have Atrocitus in the back, so you can have a scale of a taller figure, build a figure. So Deadman stands a little bit shorter than Kyle Rayner and a little bit shorter than Deathstroke. However, I thought Deathstroke was pretty tall for most of them. But it looks like he's about the same height as Superman, maybe slightly shorter. It's really close. And then obviously it goes up to like the chest of Atrocitus, because Atrocitus stands very tall. So as far as inches go, we're looking at about 7 inches tall and about, let's see, about 18 centimeters tall is what it looks like. So that's the height. So overall, I think it probably fits in scale pretty well. Typically, most McFarlane does. If there's ever any issues, it's usually just a slight millimeter here or two, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, let's get into final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts on Deadman. So I am a big fan of this figure. I really like it. I think it's a really fun one to pose. It's got great articulation. It's got pretty good paint details. It is simple, but there's something fun about kind of like that simple feel and look. It's hard to explain. But yeah, it looks good. So good matte red color there. Obviously the boots are slightly different color, which looks nice. And they did really good details where it matters, right? On the face and on the chest, I think they did a really good job. And they did dry brushing, a lot of extra cool techniques. So there's really not any customization for the most part that I think you really need to do on it. And the wind effects are great. So overall, just a menacing looking figure. Very cool, very fun. Yeah, so yeah, I say this one's a really great figure. I don't have really any complaints on it. So I said I might do a black wash on the chest area possibly, but really I don't think it really needs it for the most part. So yeah, awesome. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you like the review. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will keep bringing reviews, customizations, etc. to you. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will catch you later.